welcome back to part 3. Not entirely sure what I'm going to get done on this video. I've only got sort of about half a day in the shed. Yesterday, as you can see, I got the Speedmaster wheel arrived, and I kind of just spent a bit of time stripping it down, taking the sprocket and the sprocket carrier and the cush drive rubbers out and the disc off, and then because it's like the alley wheel and they tend to do that, you know, after a bit of time they get a bit it's always kind of corrosion, oxidised, you know, and it was a bit messy, so I've been just degreasing it, cleaning it, and then just sanding it all down and getting it all prepped up ready for paint. So got my tough black, so that's going to go black, and yeah, I think it's I quite like it, a bit unusual. I like the mismatch of the wheels on the bike. It's kind of gives it that ghetto vibe that I'm going for on that one. So yeah, I'll see if I can get that sprayed up. I've only got a couple of cans, I think, so I might have to order some more. We'll see. But yeah, I digress. So that's kind of just diverted my attention, and yeah, I'm not really sure what I want to get on with on the bobber at the moment. I know a few people have mentioned that the tank seemed quite big. Yeah, it is a big tank. It's one of the kind of things I've got to deal with. I love the Bonneville tank. I don't mind the size of that tank, to be honest. I mean, I know in an ideal stripped down bobber world we'd have a tiny little tank on there, but I also want to do more than 80 miles on it. And the main reason, as we know, is that the whole process of relocating the fuel pump and everything would just be a ball ache, really. However, I mean, I did toy with the idea. I looked on Motone at their aluminium tanks, just because it's the only other thing I can think of on the market that would accept the fuel pump as a direct fit straight in, and it's a nice aluminium tank. They are pretty bitchin'. Don't know what it would look like on the bobber. I might have to do some Photoshop fun with that, perhaps, if I can. I'm not very good at it. But again, you know, I don't know how much they are, like what, 600 quid or something for the tank. In an ideal world, it's great, but I mean, my two top things on the wish list, that tank and the TT pipes, you know, you're talking 1200 quid already, so it's a lot of money. And I love my tank. I love the black and the red, but I do think I'm going to debadge it. That might be the first job. I might actually take the badges off. I think I'm going to leave the knee pads on, but I think I might debadge it. So yeah, that, and possibly, I think hopefully some kind of brace maybe for the throttle bodies, or the fake carbs, if you like. So that's kind of, that needs to be done. So we'll see. All right then. So this tank, so we're going to move this badge. Now on the EFI, like the fuel injected ones, these are just plastic stuck on badges. They're not the metal ones like you got on the carb models that just have the two screws in there. So should be fairly easy. I normally remove these by just warming them up with a hairdryer, and then trying to, obviously I want to protect the paintwork. If I was respraying or something, I wouldn't be too fussed, but it's fairly imperative that I keep the paintwork as pristine as possible, otherwise that's going to be a real pain in the arse. So I'll probably just use, as I say, a hairdryer to soften it, and then a little bit of dental floss just behind it, see if that can pull it out. So let's go for it. stuck on pretty good. There we go. Just do is just slowly pick and roll this off. Possibly, you know, you could put a bit of solvent on here or something, but just, this is coming off fairly easy. It's not. In fact, if I warm it up a bit more, I think that's probably going to just roll off. WD-40 just to get rid of any residue. Bit of the excess off so it's not quite so shiny. A bit more satin than that, don't we? There we go. There we go, as if it was never there. I think for the moment, I'm going to leave this knee pads on. Not sure. Yeah, at the moment I'm thinking leave them on. Yep, I much prefer it without the tank badges on. A little bit more subtle and understated. I think I'm going to leave the knee pads on. I think those I'm happy with. I think. Can have a little think on it. Not so sure about the old 8-ball gas cap. I think I'm going to go for something else on there. That I think will look better on the America. I think something a little more subtle and understated. I think for that one, yeah. But yeah, definitely debadged. I'm liking it. Still really undecided about the knee pads though. I kind of like them. I like the fact that that's the only bit that sort of says Triumph on it now. So the next job, try and figure out what I'm going to do about making some sort of support brace for the throttle bodies. I mean, it's weird enough, in the airbox removal kits for the EFI ones, they just say just leave them, but I mean yeah, they are solid, but I don't know. Just part of me, you know, even if it's just a secondary support, I just don't want them hanging on just by that, by the boots. You are kind of little bit limited for space. Normally, like on the sort of carb version, I've done the hook here, which then goes up to this support bracket here. But of course, we've got the fuel line on the fuel injector ones, kind of gets in the way of that. And I might just turn the torch on so you can get a bit of view. So yeah, so this kind of gets in the way a little bit of using this. I could do a bracket that comes off there, and then I could bolt through, you know, put in a captive nut on there and have that on there. But looking at the distance on the edge of this mounting post here to there, you're going to be close-ish to when the
the filter goes on. And I mean, the America's not so bad. I don't know why. I have to have a look at them side by side, but getting the pod filters to stay on these, grip on there, is a bit more of an arsehole on the Bonnevilles. The America seem to fit on beautifully, but these ones can pop off. So I don't really want to get in the way there too much. I mean, that is pretty much in line with the edge of that. So it's going to be a bit tight. We've got another rail here. That, possibly, I could come straight up from that onto something. And then hope, but I don't want to foul, obviously the, I was going to say choke, but the two-stage starting thing. I don't know what the technical term for it is. So we could come off there. But, yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of a think on that. Have a little look and see what is my best option. Okay, so looking at it, the plan is going to be, I think I am going to use this lower rail, make a bracket that hooks around that, comes off that, and comes up to the engine mount here. So, like where my finger is, like that. Right, if my measurements are right, and that should be the sort of thing I want. So I'm going to cut this one out of my cereal box and see if it does the job. Well, the template seems to line up as I want it, so I'm going to transfer this onto a bit of aluminium. So I've got some of these offcuts of the stuff I got from work, sheets of it. It's just about 2.5 mil thick aluminium. So that should do the job. That'll be sort of strong enough to give it a bit of support, but not too fat that it's cumbersome. I'm just going to cover it in a bit of masking tape so I can get my lines drawn, and we'll go from there. Go from that edge, because I know that's a perfectly straight edge. So with that on there, that'll be about that thick. So use me. I know that side's perfectly straight. .7, 2.7. Roughly just mark these out. And I'm just going to redraw all these in. Very high-tech method. Getting everything in it. This hole up here, I might try and oval that one a little bit, because I want to give myself a little bit of movement to be able to pull it up and just tighten it, because obviously it's on an angle, it's a bit awkward to get to, so I want to give a bit of adjustability. Right, so ignore the lack of finishing on it, but still need to round the edges and sand it and paint it obviously and all the rest, but it does seem to have done the job. It's certainly not moving at all, just an extra bit of reassurance. Not sure whether I'm going to drill some holes in it decoratively or... I don't even see it from the other side, but I mean it certainly seems to do the job. In terms of just supporting it, a little extra support. Yeah, they're pretty damn solid. No problem. Yeah, so I think that I'm happy with. I don't think I will bother drilling holes in it actually, because you don't really even see them. Mind you, it might be just quite nice just to break it up. That's the bit where I got it all spot on and now I mess it up because I get my holes wrong. But no, definitely I'm going to take it off and just finish filing and sanding the edges and just making it, you know, just finishing it really, because obviously it's just roughly cut at the moment. But yeah, happy days. There we go in the customary wrinkle finish black. Just preheating the oven, ready to bake that, and that's that bracket done. Well, there's a quick bit on the new wheel that's going on the America. As I said, I needed a new rear tyre. Just saw this Metzler Marathon. Loads of life left on that. On this Speedmaster wheel, which is kind of cool. That was just in that kind of like, you know, your usual bare aluminium, so I've just given it a couple of coats of tough black, and I think that's going to look pretty cool. Sort of a bit, I quite like the idea of having mismatched wheels on the bike. Just gives it that quirky edge. So it turned out pretty good, I think. Both sides on there done. Right, so a bit of spray painting in a bracket, and that's the video done. But very small little things really at the end of the day, but has eaten up a fair bit of time. So not the most dynamic and exciting video, I'm afraid, this time. But a step closer to the finished product. So yeah, it's all good. Before I finish off this video though, I just want to do a shout out and a big thank you to my friend and subscriber Jim, Jim Pyon. I hope I've pronounced your surname
correctly, he sent me a little care package from the US of A, which was just awesome. I was really stoked to get that. I got home from work on Friday and that was waiting for me, so it was really cool. So I just wanted to say a big thanks for that. Yeah, I'll show you what he got me. I filmed it when I...
So a quick just mailbag shout out. Got home from work and found a brilliant care package from my man Jim Pyan. Thanks ever so much, Jim. I was blown away, mate. Just some awesome stickers. That's going to get the toolbox sticker bombed a bit more, except that one. I think that one's going to go on the America. That one made me chuckle. Some cool old school skate stuff, which I'm really into. I love my trucker hats. He sent me a trucker hat from Vintage Steel. That's just awesome. Made up. Awesome t-shirt from J&J Cycle Works. Mate, blown away, mate. That is just so cool. Thank you ever so much.
That was really kind. Thank you ever so much, mate. I was made up, still am made up. That was really cool. Thanks ever so much, and thanks to all of you for watching. Take it easy, and I shall see you next time.